Howdy friends, vinyl community, Wes here. Just want to give you a sort of a vinyl inbox update of what I bought at the Alachua County Friends of the Library book sale this past weekend. It was actually on Saturday, the same day as Record Store Day, and it's something that happens every 6 months, and I'm always excited for it. I was sort of giddy all week before the sale happened because it's always find interesting things there, and the prices are amazing. So. Let's go ahead and get into this. It's going to be sort of rapid pace because I got probably 60 or 70 to get through here, so I'm just going to show them really fast and try and keep this video under 10 minutes. We'll talk about all these titles a lot more in future editions of Vinyl Survivor as I get to them. So first things first, we got 245s here. These are 25 cents each. Soft Cell's Tainted Love and Thompson Twins Long Goodbye. Back with Dancing in Your Shoes. Okay, now on to the LPs. This first stack are 25-cent LPs. This one's for Tim. It's The Singing Nun. Something he did a whole video on recently, and does have the watercolors in there as well. Soundtrack to Back to the Future. And the soundtrack to Twins. Next stack, these are 50 cents each. Dolly Parton's Greatest Hits. For some reason I'm having trouble finding Dolly Parton records, so I want some, but I'm just not finding them in the dollar bins. Next up, we got a Folkways, Margaret Berry and Michael Gorman. Buckingham Nicks. Something that was reissued on this Record Store Day. Janis Joplin's Pearl. Much rather pay 50 cents for it than 20-something dollars, whatever it was. 12-inch of Lucas with the lid off. James Bond, The Spy Who Loved Me soundtrack. Roger Daltrey, Can't Wait to See the Movie. Tears for Fears, Songs from the Big Chair. Pretty sure I had a copy of this, but this is really minty. So, Soul Coughing, Irresistible Bliss. Wishbone Ash, New England. Soundtrack to The Great Muppet Caper. Walt Disney's The Little Engine That Could, my favorite children's story of all time. Thompson Twins 12-inch, Lay Your Hands on Me, and the Lewis Carroll Adventures in Wonderland. It's a UK pressing. Elton John's Ice on Fire. Carly Simon, Boys in Trees. Roberta Flack, I'm the One. Elton John, Too Low for Zero. Justin Wilson, The Old Master Storyteller. The Cajun Cooking Show on PBS in the 80s. This was just a curiosity, Rick Eli. I don't think it's going to be any good, but just for some reason caught my eye. Frida, Something Going On. This is another just sort of upgrade copy, still in shrink. And the last of the 50-cent records, Roberta Flack's Chapter 2. Next up, 75-cent stack. Stevie Wonder's Hotter Than July. One of the Stevies I didn't have. Pete Seeger's Greatest Hits. Deodato, Whirlwinds. Fleetwood Mac, Black Magic Woman. First pressing of Alan Parsons' Project Eye in the Sky with the gold leaf. I already have one of these, so if any of you need this, let me know. Dr. Deadwax, you got one of these? Mark. Crosby, Stills and Nash, Allies. It's funny, I saw several copies of this weekend, both at the record store and at the book sale. Or at the, not the record store, but the record show. We got Toto's Hydra. Billy Joel, Songs in the Attic. With a book in there. Isaac Hayes, Joy. Another one that's difficult to find around here is any Isaac Hayes records. You know, you find Shaft, but that's it. Donald Fagen, The Nightfly. Whitney Houston's Whitney. Dylan Shrink. This is one that was kind of cool for 75 cents. Sunfighter. Paul Kettner, Grace Slick. That cool inner sleeve or inner jacket picture. Alice Cooper Goes to Hell. Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill. Figured it was time to add some more to my Steely Dan collection. A different cover of Genesis Abacab that I didn't have. So, I'd like to get all four at some point. Another Cat Stevens, Catch a Bullet 4. One that I didn't have. Upgrade copy for Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, Reaching for the World. I think mine has some water damage, so place that. Mainly got this because it was a Nautilus Super Disc, and I don't have any of those yet. It's Gino Vanelli, Brothers or Brother. I don't know if Gino Vanelli is anything any good, but I think the audiophile pressings, different versions of those are pretty cool. So I like to buy those, especially when they're 75 cents. Faster Pussycat, Wait Me When It's Over. This one's on Quiax vinyl. And Gordon Lightfoot, Summer Side of Life. So that's it for the 75-cent stack. Next up we have the $1 stack. Finally found a copy of this, the Hi-Fi Stereo Review test record. Cool to find that for $1. So now I'll be able to do some testing and see how good my setup is. Another Folkways, Pete Seeger and Sonny Terry. It's FA 2412. And the one record that I absolutely wanted to get that day was Deodato's Prelude, and I found it for $1. So finally, this one's been making the rounds in the vinyl community, and glad to finally have a copy of this. This next one just caught my eye because it's a UK pressing on Decca. A Price on His Head. I really don't know what this is. Alan Price. Just interesting looking. So I thought I'd give it a try for $1. You got a Roberta Flack self-titled, Still Sealed. Japan, Adolescent Sex. This is a band I've been seeing in the vinyl community pop up here and there, and I don't know anything about them, so I'll give that a try. Grover Washington Jr., Feels So Good. Jeff Lorber fusion with Chick Corea and Joe Farrell, Soft Space. And then Grover Washington Jr., A Secret Place. And then we'll go ahead and do the stuff that was over $1 here. First up we have the London Symphony Orchestra doing Tommy by The Who, and there's some special guest artists on here that are pretty well known. So I've never heard this before. I don't know if it's any good. It was very interesting, sort of a box type packaging, very heavy, very stout, a lot of documentation and everything. So that was cool for $1.25. For $1.50, Steely Dan's Gaucho. $1.50, we have Grover Washington Jr. live at the Bijou, yes. 2 LP set. For $2, we have the legendary Son House, Father of Folk Blues. Still in shrink. Really nice. And then we got Music and Appreciation. This is an 8-album set. This is sort of what you would get if you took a music appreciation class at college. Something I've been kind of thinking about doing, taking a times. I'm able to take some classes at the college I work at, so I thought it'd be interesting to take that at some point if I could get in if possible. But it starts off in the Middle Ages and it goes all the way to current times, so you get all the different periods of classical music, and so this will help me sort of understand all that more. $2. And then finally, the one sort of thing I was hoping to find there, but I wasn't expecting it, was George Harrison's All Things Must Pass with the box. The poster is missing, but I can deal with that. This was $6. The vinyl's in really nice shape, and I was glad to find this. So those are my finds from the book sale. The vinyl finds anyway. I got some books as well this weekend. So yeah, that's it. Now is the wait. 6 months till October for the next sale. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you real soon. Cheers.